Invading the internet, covering Web 2.0, coast to coast, worldwide, and everywhere in between. This is where you put the social in social media. We are Social Blade.
Gosh, I love that intro. I can't get enough of that. I'm sorry. Every time I hear it, I get excited. I get chills. We are Social Blade. Greetings. You are at
He's
the
got
Social
wood.
Blade Show. He's got wood. I'm your host, JD Rucker.
I'm Patrick Parise.
I'm Aaron Ryan.
And I'm Victor Barrera.
And I'm Jason, otherwise known as Urgo.
And we are.
Yeah.
Wow, that was so smooth. I didn't know what else to say afterwards. It's like, where do we go from there? There was no mistakes. Oops, cancel that. Go over here and go straight to there. Gentlemen, ladies, everyone in between, we do not have a new sponsor. Webcam Max is not our sponsor, but we are trying something new this week, and we're going to see if this is going to work out, having webcammax.com visible on here until we can get the proper version.
Technically, it only says Webcam Max Ustream Live.
Yeah, there we go.
So we
exactly. Exactly.
Though if you're
Jam-packed
watching
show.
on YouTube, I don't think Ustream Live shows up.
Oh, good. We do have a jam-packed show, so we're going to cut straight into it right now. If you're ever trapped, okay, and you have a phone, then you should probably use it, but not
Exactly.
to update your Facebook status and tell everybody about it.
Which two girls did. Question is the social media the new 911? This week, two young girls in Australia were stuck in a storm drain. Fortunately, they did have a cell phone and battery life. Naturally, you would think that they would call 911 or 000, which is the equivalency to 911 in Australia. The answer to that would be no. Instead, the 10 and 12-year-old decided to use Facebook to update their status instead. And fortunately for them, there was one of their friends that was on Facebook, and they saw the status update and called 000. Emergency crews were sent out, and the girls were fortunately rescued. As strange as this might sound, of course, this is not the first time that this has happened. In Atlanta, Georgia, earlier this year in May, a councilman tweeted, "Need a paramedic on corner of John Wesley Dobbs and Jackson Street. Woman on the ground unconscious. Please retweet." Celebrity gossiper Perez Hilton did the same thing when he got into a fight with will.i.am outside a club in Toronto. Why do you think people are doing this? And is the councilman, which he had stated this, that it's easier to connect by social media than it is a 911 call? Do we agree with that? Urgo.
I just gotta say, the celebrities especially, but I think even the kids here, there's no reason that they would have, or at least that they should have, in even like imagining if I was them doing this, why they would have put it on social media other than wanting attention on here, unless if they were really in peril and they really needed help. I gotta think that people wouldn't still try to tweet or update Facebook. That really this was just so they can get attention. That's my opinion here. Celebrities, like I said, especially, they know what they're doing. Anything can get them attention. But it was a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, and I can't think of any other reason why for them. Also, I don't know. I just can't think honestly that they really would want to do that. Did it on purpose and didn't think to call.
Well, they probably thought that they weren't in immediate danger. If you do think about it, whenever you watch or hear it on TV, a recorded 911 call, hopefully none of us have had to call a 911. It does take quite a process. Where this happened quite fast. They of course, and as we do, advise against it, but. The emergency crew got there, they got rescued, everything was fine. So I'm wondering, tweeting or using Facebook it's so fast. It's real time. It goes bam, 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 and someone's going to see it, and you're not going to have to sit there and wait and, hello, this is 911. How can I assist you, kind of thing. So I don't know. I see your point. I think it's kind of dumb that they did that, but they were young, and they probably don't. I mean, maybe social media is their new 911. Maybe it's.
I think definitely if you're if you're just in a situation that you think is entertaining, if you will, and you really aren't in danger, then sure, go for it. Update it there. Maybe that is what they were thinking. That they didn't really want help. That they just wanted to talk to their friends about being in here. I mean, we haven't talked to them. We don't know what they're really thinking. But I don't know. I just can't think that they were doing this to really do the equivalent of asking for help.
I agree. I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, if one of my friends were to update their status saying they were stuck in a storm drain, or better yet, if I were to do that, you know the kind of comments I would get from the people that I have? They would just, like, no one be calling 911. They'd probably start having a telethon for me or something. There's no way in the world that someone I don't care what nationality, what race, creed, religion, what continent you're from, that you would, if you're in any kind of danger, that you would be calling someone other than 911 or in this case 000. I don't see it. I don't think they're really in all that much danger.
I can't actually think of it right now what the actual case is, but there was a classic psychology case back, I want to say in like the 50s, that someone got attacked right outside this apartment building where hundreds of people were watching, and no one did anything. No one called 911 or anything. So if people really are updating their statuses and they think it really is going to help them, crowds do not usually help. I don't know. Maybe it'll be different when it's with social media and it's your friends that are watching. But just in general, when you call for help, crowd, it's the responsibility is diffused, and no one actually tries. Everyone thinks that someone else is going to take care of it, pretty much.
Yeah, you make complete sense, because the thing is that you look at it and yeah, in real life, in the real world outside of the interweb, if there was a fight going on, people usually just stand by. But it's interesting how is it social media is more caring and you take it more seriously, because you would think that it was a joke. I mean, if it came up in your streamer feed, wouldn't you think it was a joke, or would you think that someone was playing a game?
Yes.
No. I mean, go ahead.
Nothing. There was silence, so I thought I'd throw in my 2 cents. Yes.
I actually found the case that I was talking about here. It was Kitty Genovese and the bystander apathy is what it's called here.
I understood.
The thing in New York.
I actually barely understood any of the words you just said. Kitty, never mind.
No, but if you're stuck in a storm drain, the first thing I would do is go to my Facebook page and become a fan of goatfansite.com. It's just nothing but goats. And I mean, if you can't have enough goats in your day, then why do Facebook? I mean, that would be the question I'm asking everybody out there.
That's totally wrong, Pat. If you're stuck in a storm drain and you have a computer with internet connection for some reason, you go to hothardware.com and you
correct.
You check out the reviews, you learn what you can in your final moments before death. That's the way to do it.
That's true. Now they might have like waterproof applications, but that goat will pull me out. Goats can do a lot. There you go. Greg's right. Hot hard goats. There you go.
Hot hard goats.
What can beat a hot hard goat? Very good, Greg. Very good. Well put.
We need hot hard goats.
At hardware.com, you will not be denied, unlike Twitter.
Twitter was denied.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's the amazing part. Twitter was denied. They were stopped in their efforts to get a word that was created specifically for them, the word tweet. This comes to us from theglobeandmail.com. Right there. Patrick, I know that you have an opinion about this. What do you think?
I mean, people are smart enough. When they first started site domains, people were buying site domains such as Pepsi, Coca-Cola, getting all that, beating the industries before anyone could get to them. It's just smart business. I mean, if you can coin and patent the phrase tweet or dig with two G's or something along that line before people are smart enough to do it themselves, then not take advantage of it? Why not try to get paid off of someone else's hard work? It sucks, but that's what society does today.
It is true.
Yeah, and what's intriguing about this is that they've been denied a claim to the word tweet, which you of course think of Twitter, the act of tweeting, however you want to define it. But the thing is, there's way too many companies, too many applications that are already connected with the Twitter service that use that word tweet in their name. Co-tweet, tweet meme. I mean, the list it goes on and on. But something that Biz Stone wanted to emphasize was, the application that they had made officially to trademark the word tweet wasn't done in a way to impede upon these developments, to impede upon these other offerings from these other companies, but it was just to protect their own domain in the sense that way someone couldn't just make a copycat service and use the word tweet, to make it seem like they are similar to Twitter or connected to Twitter. So they kind of were riding a fine line in the sense that they felt they needed the trademark to protect certain to protect themselves really from external applications that could take advantage of the word tweet. But at the same time, they wanted to preserve the great stuff that's come out of third parties, in the sense that you consider them to be part of the tweet world as well. So ultimately, you can't give them that trademark. For instance, Dig has dig this, Doug trademarked, which means we could never use those names in sites, in our own companies, in our own developments, in our own applications. But with Twitter, it's because of the previous ruling that they've bestowed in terms of giving the name the word tweet to a few other companies, including Code Tweet, and because they applied for those first. You just can't deny it. So in that sense, I felt that they struck a good balance. That it's not such a bad thing for Twitter not to own the trademark to tweet.
Well, I disagree, because I think it's unfortunate that Twitter. It's kind of a setback for them, because since the word tweet has generated currency since 2006, when Twitter was made, or made its debut, rather, they're still able to reply, and let's cross our bird wings that they do, and they win, because in my opinion, we didn't know tweets before Twitter. We didn't, when you think of tweets, you think of Twitter. What's cool is that, I'm a little bit on the side note here, the Collins English Dictionary will be adding the word tweet to their 30th anniversary edition as a noun and a verb that will be out later this year. Important information there.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe they should entwine the two words goat and tweet and try and go from there. Goat's like the next bacon of the internet. At least in social media. I mean, just where I sit.
No, and you make some interesting points, Aaron, but ultimately what I'm seeing is, it's not like a terrible loss for Twitter not to have trademarked the word tweet. But at the same time, I mean, the fact that they weren't the first ones to trademark it in the first place, there are certain structural implications that this whole process kind of speaks to, and it's that, the U.S. trademarking people that are kind of in charge of these things, they're using the structures at hand, that they can't just grant this trademark to Twitter just because they're the first ones that you think of when you think of the word tweet. That there are 3 other parties that applied for the trademark for them that you have to honor. You have to honor those processes. And, they're going to let Biz and his team, make some official appeal to the initial rulings, and they're going to be able to present new arguments, such as the fact that tweet, when you think of tweet, you think of Twitter, but at the same time the word tweet has come to encompass a lot more than just Twitter, even though it's connected to Twitter, such as these great and awesome services like Tweet Meme and Code Tweet and so on and so forth. So, it's not. I don't think that it's such a big glaring kick in the face to Twitter that life without the trademark will be just as good, as if they had the trademark. They're not really losing ground on anything substantial, I feel.
No, but people are gaining ground because of Twitter. And that's kind of my point, is that they use the words tweet in their names, in their company names, due to the fact that it was a popular word used on Twitter. And so people take to that. People would go after it. And, I think, as Twitter has stated, the co-founder has stated, that he's not looking to go after the people who already have the name. He's just looking to claim it from now on. And I think that's a fair trade. So I hope they reapply. I hope they get it. And that's my stance on it. What about you, JD?
It's fun because we don't usually have very many disagreements on this show, and this is the first time I've heard a real strong fight between two of us on there.
Right.
I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. This is awesome. Kind of reminds me of what happened between Perez Hilton and Demi Moore. Damn it. And this show is brought to you by HotHardware.com. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, celebrity. I mean, he's just troubled. But celebrity gossip blogger, aka now infamous Twitter, already mentioned Perez Hilton has gotten into yet another argument via Twitter. This time, not with will.i.am, but instead another celebrity, well-known and respected actress, Demi Moore. The fight broke out when Perez made comments about Demi Moore's and Bruce Willis's youngest daughter, Tallulah's fashion sense. Demi's response was to tweet, and I quote, "Clearly Perez Hilton isn't taking violating child pornography laws very seriously. He might not, but there are a lot of people who do," end quote. She followed up with, "Anyone who advertises, follows, or supports Perez supports violating child pornography laws," which, in my opinion, may be a little extravagant and only escalating the argument further, since Perez Hilton really doesn't like to back down. He responded with a tweet and said, quote, "And thanks for drawing more for your behavior and your parenting skills, or lack thereof. You are smart." And he also then tweeted out afterwards, "Should I sue Demi Moore?" I don't know, but us in the social media world, and I'm speaking for you guys as well, we once complained about how celebrities are on Twitter using it just for a name, just opening an account, putting their name on it, but not really using the social aspect of it. Now, this might have been entertaining at the time, but some of us might be eating our words or our texts. We never expected that the Twitter world would become a celebrity war fest. Did we? I mean, this is continued with others.
I don't know who I want to punch more in the face. Either that follow monitor guy that keeps telling everybody that I'm dropping them on Twitter, or Perez Hilton. Both these two asshats are just like beyond what I can comprehend.
Well,
why does anyone even pay attention to Perez Hilton?
Well, I mean, that's why.
Can anyone answer that? Why?
Because he's Perez Hilton.
That's how he became famous. He was blogging about celebrities, and people took notice of the way he did it. He's a shocker. He's a shocker. He loves to shock people with what he has to say. Now, it's being used against him now, unfortunately for him. But I mean, that's how he became Perez Hilton.
Well, there's people back in the day, Andy Warhol and stuff like that got away with, just doing something to being famous, but they didn't make scenes and browbeat other people. It's just, to me, that's just insane what they're trying to do there.
I don't support Perez Hilton, but with that said, I think that this has kind of been blown up a little bit too much by the Willis clan, the Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher, with the Willis girls involved. It's just Just not that big of a deal. All right, so what? He posted a picture that's kind of rude, but she's a celebrity. She's got to learn to deal with it. If her skin's not that thick at this point in her career, then so be it. I think it was a publicity stunt, but that's just me.
True.
And that's all I have to say about that. Ooh. Anyway, go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry, I just jumped right in there. You had some more to say, didn't you?
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, I mean, speaking about publicity stunts, do you guys think the Shawne Merriman and Tila Tequila is one? Speaking of celebrities.
Well, I mean, if you look at it that way, I mean, we'll get into that now. Early last Sunday morning, after leaving a nightclub called Stingrays, Shawne Merriman and his then girlfriend Tila Tequila left Stingray nightclub, and apparently some sort of altercation ensued. Now, what the end result was Tila Tequila filing a citizen's arrest for battery and false imprisonment. And what ended up happening was that they were in a club. He was actually pictured drinking bottled water. She was sitting on his knee. They were having a good time. She says that she's allergic to alcohol. There are witnesses that made statements saying that that she did drink alcohol. Now, the point that I want to bring up about him, this is Shawne Merriman, okay? University of Maryland product, drafted in the first round by the San Diego Chargers, making multi-million dollars a year playing football. He's a big star. All right, let's talk about Tila Tequila real quick for a moment. She has her own website and blog, one of the all-time leaders on page views on MySpace. She has, on her blog, she admitted that she's bipolar, and she has multiple personalities. Now, as an added bonus, which isn't all bad, she's bisexual. Why, if you're Shawne Merriman, why would you want to get yourself involved in that? I mean, here's an instance right here. Now, Victor, I don't know what you think, but I mean, Shawne Merriman's great NFL football player. I think so. Did he do this? I don't know. I mean, when I mentioned it the other day, you mentioned something. Well, if he's off the roids, then okay. But if he's still on the roids, maybe he's had a fit. But everything seems to be against that. And she went to the hospital, but they didn't admit her. There was no marks on her. So I mean, right there, that's what you really want to kind of concentrate on. What do you think about it?
It's just like such a big mess and distraction for Shawne Merriman to have to deal with this kind of crap. I mean, because one, she's very outspoken. She tweets all the time about pretty much anything that just kind of pops into her head. And this situation's a little befuddling because it's, two very high-profile people, all pro linebacker in the NFL, self-made, self-proclaimed celeb female extraordinaire. It just, initially, the relationship, from my perspective, just doesn't seem like something clean cut and clear. It sounds like he knew what he was getting into, and this is one of those aspects of these relationships where they kind of just, it's like a train wreck. It's happening in front of everyone. The media's all over it. NFL Network's all over it. So when an incident like this happens, where there's some questions happening as to whether or not he forcibly restrained her to drive her, to prevent her from driving home drunk, or something like that, and then some kind of spat ensued, and someone may have gotten choked. We don't know. It's just a big mess that no one really knows what happens. That from all the evidence that they can gather at this point, that there's no signs pointing to physical abuse or any sort of physical restraint or wrongdoing on Merriman's part. But she's insisting she knows the truth and tweeting, "Oh, God will knows what happens, and the truth will eventually come out." Blah blah blah. He's a guy who didn't play football last year, who's trying to just keep his mind focused and keep his mind on the game, keep his mind on the task at hand. And, he's got a girl like Tila Tequila just at every opportunity lambasting him, talking about how bad of a person he is. So for me, I don't know who to trust. I mean, Merriman's lied before with the whole roid issue a couple years back. Tila Tequila, she's obviously this very fiery personality that's just kind of all over the place, has psychological issues. You don't really want to trust someone like her in terms of the word that she has to offer in opposition to any evidence that could clear Merriman of any wrongdoing. So it's just a mess. I'd hate to be a part of this in any way.
Well, if any of the viewers want to call in and chime in and talk about this, I'd love to hear some outside opinions on this. Aaron, let me ask you this, since you're up on the screen. Does Tila Tequila strike you as the type of person and update her Facebook?
Yes. She'd probably update all of her social networking sites. She's very out there, and she's very entertaining to watch on TV. However, I don't think she's so entertaining in the social media realm. That's my opinion. I don't even know if she might even be able to dial 911. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, I just invited her to the show, so I hope she didn't get my tweet and she's not listening to you right now. Bad. Tila, if you're listening right now...
I'm sure she can take a joke.
Oh,
Well, I don't think so. Maybe some of her personalities can.
Okay. I have to come on real quick and do a disclaimer. Tila, I believe you. And I do think that whatever you say is correct. These other people that are saying negative things about you, calling you silly, whatever, they're wrong. They're just wrong. You.
Is this your
Leave
one-on-one with Tila?
Tila alone! Okay. I'm done.
This is like the Britney video when that kid was on YouTube crying. Leave Britney alone. You're kind of resembling him a bit.
Oh, how funny.
Except you're a grown man.
That was totally not my intention.
I think, yeah, good call, Aaron.
Yeah. Aaron, what would you do if you fell in a storm drain?
I would try to get out on my own. I don't think I would.
I would tweet in hopes that I miss it and that maybe someone else can just come to my rescue. You'll never know.
Hey, can we pick up Russ? Russ wants to call in.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to.
Green room.
Yeah, we got. We
James
want.
legally murdered a man.
Everybody.
JD,
Wow.
what would you do, JD, if you got stuck in a storm drain? What would you do? I'd like to know, JD.
There's only one place that I would go if I was stuck anywhere, storm drain or anything. I would go right there. That's all that I have to say. I don't even have to do a promo. That's how powerful this site is. Powerful. Okay? HotHardware.com, guys. It's the place to be. And hopefully I won't get stuck in a storm drain, because if I do that, then we all know. I'm out of luck.
Well, you're going to need to go outside to get stuck in a storm drain, JD, just to have a shot.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So, beautiful. Jason, I've messed up every single segue tonight, so why don't you segue us naturally to where nobody even notices that we're doing a segue right now? Damn,
Wait a minute, did Russ call in? Or is Russ trying to call in? Did we call Russ?
Yeah, we have.
I think we're trying to add Russ in here right now. That's.
I would just like to say, for the record, while we get everybody in right now, for the record, Shawne Merriman, a lot of people were ripping on the Dallas Cowboys for taking DeMarcus Ware instead of Shawne Merriman, and that's DeMarcus Ware will end up having a better career, in my humble opinion. Not only that, but he won't date Tila Tequila, and he won't be taken out for steroids. Just FYI.
Well,
Whoa.
well, people in here. Well, why don't we just continue on? Because we have a special guest on the line here as well. I think.
We do. Good segue. Go ahead. Roll
Yes,
with it.
actually, we have. Well, you might know him as Static 99. His name is Matthew Budwill. Today is the eve, and we're going on to a serious topic now, so let's put our serious faces on. Today is the eve of a day many wish to forget, a day that haunts all of us, a day that seemed surreal at the time, almost like a movie stunt. Instead, unfortunately, it was very much a real-life horror. On September the 11th, 2001, many lives were taken, harmed, and changed. The terrorist attacks that took over the world that day had a ripple effect, invading all those who saw it on TV, radio, or the internet. It will always be a day to remember. Here on the Social Blade Show, we have covered social media, a bit of the technical side, how to use social media, or what's new in social media. As you may know, by your own streams and feeds, people are starting to talk about 9/11, and as it's approaching, their thoughts are flooding your streams. Our guest today has been indirectly traumatized by the terror that occurred 8 years ago tomorrow. Here is the side of social media that is personal, and here with us to share this with you is Matthew Budwill, also known as Static 99. Matt, welcome to the Social Blade Show, and for being willing to share your story with us.
I think it's a pleasure to be a part of this tonight.
My first question for you is, before the day of September 11th, 2001 occurred, what place were you in your life?
Testing.
Try that again.
Matt?
There's a lot of feedback here.
There's a lot of feedback. Can you hear me, Matt?
Russ, can you mute your Ustream, please?
I did mute.
I'm hearing like a TV or something.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, everyone, please, who's not talking right now, please mute your Skype so we can talk to Matt. Thanks.
thanks.
Am I good, or am I echoing?
Just mute your Skype for now, Russ. We'll get to you after the segment here. Thanks.
Okay.
Hey, Matt, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. I'm gonna ask the question again. Before the day of September 11th, 2001 occurred, what place in your life were you?
Well, I was almost in a point of transition. I was actually a police recruit in the academy here in Arizona, and I just had to resign because of a medical issue that had come up while I was out doing a 3-mile run.
Okay, and so you, what day was it that you actually you left due to your medical issues?
Well, it really, all of this came up as a surprise to me, so, with the academy and then September 11th happening, it was almost like a double whammy hitting me.
At one time. So, I mean, as I'm sure we all know and can remember the exact spot, we were the day of. Where were you?
I was actually just waking up. I was applying for different jobs, different city jobs, and I remember waking up ready to go put my application in to be a 911 dispatcher, and that morning I woke up, the world had changed.
So after 8 years, what is it about this particular September the 11th that has you wanting to share your story and your feelings in your own words and explaining how 9/11 has affected you? How has it affected you? How has it changed you as a person?
Well, over the last 8 years, I've really tried to put it out of my mind. I didn't realize it at the time, but even though I wasn't on the East Coast, watching everything live, I saw the Twin Towers collapse, and I went from a position of being in control of things, being in control of my life, to all of a sudden being out of control. And so I try to tune it out every year, but since then I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, flashbacks, and severe depression.
Which I mean, I'm sure many of us can relate. I remember where I was. I was in college, and it was my first day, and I remember standing there in the cafeteria and watching it, and I couldn't believe it myself. I was traumatized. We all thought it was some kind of joke, some kind of thing someone was putting up, and we all couldn't believe it. And then we had to go to class, and it almost felt like the ground underneath of you was just taken away. The security that we all feel here, in the United States and Canada, North America, it was almost gone. So, I mean, why did you decide to share your story through social media? It's so personal. It's so in-depth and personal.
Well, really, online I try to keep myself as anonymous as possible. But I've really come to grasp social media as a new outlet because I can control what I see on the news. One of the things that aggravates my post-traumatic stress is mainstream media. I can't control what I see. So I've made a lot of friends here, and I love participating and sharing stories. So I thought it was about time since that I had to share my story and finally overcome my fears.
Okay, so I mean, what are you hoping to get across? What's the message that you're hoping to send out while utilizing social media to help face your own fears?
Well, I reach a lot of people, and by posting this story, I'm hoping that maybe I'll reach somebody that is almost in the same situation I am, that was, I don't want to say traumatized or victim by 9/11, even though they weren't there, but I'm hoping that someone will see that it's okay to hope and try again, and it's okay to overcome your fears.
No, I think I think it's brave of you to actually speak out. You weren't directly there or a relative of yours, but I mean, we were all indirectly traumatized by what happened 8 years ago. And for you to speak up and say, you know what, I wasn't there. I didn't lose a relative. And to say, but it still affected me, and it affected the way that I lived life before 2001. So you're kind of sharing your voice, what many people think when September 11th comes around. It was a day that changed many lives. So how are you planning to share tomorrow? Using social media, perhaps, and where?
Absolutely. Social media is, I think, is the next outlet for news for people. So when I land at Portland International, I'm actually going to live video broadcast via my cell phone because of the limitations of technology. But it's just going to be my way of sharing with everybody via Twitter, Facebook, my site. That you can definitely overcome your fears.
Absolutely.
Which is great. So what kind of... Sorry, I was just going to ask you a really quick question, and I'm just to JD. But what kind of response have you gotten from social media?
Very positive, actually. Every year I've seen the posts on Dig, Reddit, whatever, about 9/11. It's all been publicized, kind of branded that way. I really haven't seen too many personal posts. So honestly, the response has been, very positive through all of this.
Do you feel that, sorry, Matt, this is JD. Do you feel that social media has allowed you to interact with people that are in a similar situation in ways that in the real world you wouldn't have been able to interact or reach out to people who are facing the same concerns that you are?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, just with this post in, by itself, I've received hundreds of emails from all across the country and the globe, really, with people that have faced similar situations that are, giving support.
That's awesome. Wow. Aaron, did you have any other questions?
I just wanted to say, I just think this is great that you were able to come on the show tonight, prior to 9/11, which is tomorrow. Which, we'll all be thinking of you, and you're going to be broadcasting live from where?
Portland International Airport in.
And this is going to be the first flight in 8 years, correct?
No, I took a flight about a month ago for something else.
And how was that experience?
Oh, that was okay. I mean, I'm afraid to fly, but that got me over that fear. But it's just the whole the whole cliche or the stereotype of flying on 9/11 that this is really the hurdle I'm trying to get over right now.
Definitely. Okay. Well, I want to thank you, Matt, for coming on the show. Matt's links for his blog and for you to tune in live for his broadcast tomorrow will be on the Social Blade blog after the show. So be sure to check those out and support him in the journey. Social media has many, many avenues, and we appreciate you, Matt, for sharing your personal story and in turn helping others perhaps within social their difficult times. So thank you, and be sure to give us an update on how you conquer your battles that have plagued you for all these years. We support you, and we wish you the best tomorrow on your new journey begins.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for having me tonight.
Yeah, glad to have you. Thanks for coming on, Matt.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Matt. One more brief word from our sponsor. Our sponsor tonight is hothardware.com. We have another guest who has come on the line, Russ. Russ, say hi if you're available and unmuted at this point.
Am I unmuted? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, Russ. What's going on, buddy?
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Good. Hold on, let me just turn down the football game on in the background. Okay, I am ready to go.
Okay, do you have a question?
Or do you have answers?
Do you guys just talk and I will participate as...
No, that's not how it works. We thought you had a question for the show.
Somebody can him. Drop him real quick. I'm just kidding.
This is only the second time I've been here. I didn't know I needed a question. All right, give me a topic and I'll ask a question.
All right, well here, hold on. Russ, just hang off there, and if you have a question, we'll come back to you here. But we also have Zach and Shannon on the line. Do one of you guys have a question here?
Or a comment on any of the topics?
Or do you have anything to say at all?
Oh, I do have a question, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a question after that question.
Okay.
All right, Russ, go ahead first.
All right. I'm sorry if this was previously asked.
Sorry, just 1 second. Please mute your Ustream, whoever doesn't have it muted on the line here. Thank you.
I'm muted. I know my Ustream's definitely muted.
Go ahead, Russ.
Okay, so I don't think this was asked before, but I know Tila Tequila obviously got famous because of MySpace, and she got millions of followers, and it was clearly because of her pictures, and she was just attractive and made herself look even more attractive than she actually is because she had the opportunity to do herself up and put whatever pictures she wanted. But does anyone know when it went from 1,000 followers to literally multiplied by the millions within a couple of months?
I don't actually know that. I'd had no clue who Tila Tequila was until this whole thing went down last Sunday morning. I have no clue who she was. I hear that still on mine. I just found out today that she's the #1 all time with page views on Facebook. Not Facebook. What is it? MySpace. Yeah, that's huge.
It's incredible. It was just I mean, from what I've seen, because I was in high school actually when she started to gain her fame. So I was in the little MySpace age. Don't worry, I got out of that age. But
That's fine. But were you a fan of her? Did you like rub one off when you were
no,
looking at pictures and stuff or so?
Edit.
no, no, I didn't. I was a fan. This is PG. I have a thing for Asians. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just saw her MySpace page and it was just blowing up because like all my friends were friends with her, and it just spread like she started, and somehow within 2 months she went from one friend to over 1 million, and then MTV started picking her up, and then VH1, and then after she had a couple million followers and modeling agencies were after her, she got her own reality TV show, and from then on, that's what we see now.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We asked her the question. Let's see how she replies to it.
Wait, the actual Tila
Hey
Tequila is going to
everyone,
answer you?
it's Tila.
We're gonna.
I just thought I would call you and
What did you want to say, Tila?
check in. I know
Check in with what?
that everybody's seen a lot of the news reports lately, and it's been getting pretty crazy out there. And I just trying to get away from all this horrible nightmare.
Look. Just get to the point, please. We're in the middle of a show here.
So I was just thinking of you guys, and I figured, I'm gonna give you a call and check in and see how everyone else is doing, and let you all know that I'm in LA and everything's gonna be all right, because I am not worried about it. Because
We're not worried about it either. Thank you very much. That was Tila Tequila. That's twitter.com/officialTila. Thank you.
Say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs. Tila Tequila
So-
brought to you by Hot Hardware. Go ahead.
My mind is boggled if that was actually her. I think I'm an idiot right now. I'm pretty sure.
No. We're big here, man. I mean, you see, we got 42 viewers, so people are gonna come in.
Yeah, 22 viewers to 10 million fans has nothing. She's got nothing on us.
There's 42 on now.
42. 42.
See, we just doubled it. There we go.
All right. Well, thanks for that, Russ. Shannon, I think you had a question as well.
Oh, yeah. Damn, I forgot my question. Actually, I believe freaking Shawne Merriman. I mean, Tila was just. I mean, Tila's been whoring herself out for the past, what,
because
4 years? And, I mean, it's very documented that she. I believe she was drinking that night, and I believe that Shawne Merriman was trying to protect her. I think it just got a little bit out of control, and Tila blew
That's
up,
all I can say.
started pressing charges. That's my
It
opinion.
sounds that way. I mean, it looks that way from what the witnesses are saying. Do you think it's just a situation where this, person, this, reality TV star is actually multi personality?
well,
She
I
actually
think-
believes that this is what happened.
I think it's buyer's remorse. She got involved with Shawne Merriman, even though he was trying to protect her that night, and
is
she
that
looked for some type of retaliation. I mean, whether it be the citizen's arrest on her half, and I just don't believe that Shawne Merriman would go to the extent of ruining his career just to, just to be violent, just to be able to do it.
Well, I mean, I don't know him personally. I agree with you there, but then you see people like Ray Caruth. Ray Lewis was exonerated. O.J. Simpson was exonerated. These are all athletes. These are people that are basically going through different scenarios, but of the same type, making life-changing decisions based on, bad judgment at their time. Is this one of them? I think by him actually hooking up, say, hey, yeah, let's go do something, rather than finding somebody that doesn't have bipolar and multiple personalities. Maybe this is the way that they want to, this is how he spices up his life.
Well, yeah, I think that
would,
was a mistake in
if I
hooking up with
could, I would.
Tequila, but I don't think that, he would do anything along those lines that, she's accusing him of.
Yeah. I mean, look at his size. She doesn't have a mark on him. If he wanted to do something to her, there's no way that he just wouldn't have squashed her like a bug if he wanted to.
Yeah, I know. He could hold her hand and put a bruise on her arm.
Yeah,
I wish it
and he
never
did.
happened, but I'm just trying to look forward now. But I still have a lot of amazing projects in the works, which I've actually been kind of behind schedule here with all this media frenzy, and I just want to call you guys and thank you for all the love and support. So,
Love and support? I'm sorry, go ahead. Shan, what were you saying?
No, I think I've concluded my statement for this evening, and I'll just leave it at that.
I'm gonna give Shawne Merriman a call here in a minute and see if we can't get him going. See if he has a reply. But in the meantime,
And at EMFK, no, it's not a Ravens jersey I'm wearing. It's a Pro Bowl jersey for Santana Moss when he played for the Redskins. There, right there is the label, 88. It's marked the opening day of NFL football.
it'd be wonderful to hear your voices right now.
Nice. All right. Excellent. Hold on.
Okay.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Well, I wanted to take a moment, as we were talking earlier with Matt, how social media has its different venues. As on today's show, we talked with Matt about the uses of social media in a personal way. We here at Social Blade have done so as well. As you may have noticed recently, my tweets and Facebook updates to help raise money for our previous guest, Josh Charles's cause, on Facebook, titled Healing Time, a song to help rebuild New Orleans. Well, I turned my pledge into a birthday wish, which, by the way, is September 26th, and I was hoping that by then, using social media would help me raise $140 towards the cause. And guess what? You guys did it. In fact, we have raised thus far $144 and counting, and it's not even my birthday yet. So here at Social Blade, we would like to thank Steve Cormier, Carl Bradley, Soji Shirts, Rod Franklin, Zaza Basil, Donna Ryan, Yoon Ho Jeffrey Wallace, Linda D, Amanda Ryan, our guest here today, Matt Budwill, Static 99, Latitude Theory, and to two very good friends of mine that are both here, but want to remain anonymous. We won't say who. And to any who retweeted, resent, donated, joined the cause, and I haven't mentioned you, we appreciate you all just the same. And of course, we want to thank Josh Charles.
Tell me some funny jokes, let me know what you're up to, and
back to Tila.
I gotta get me a soundboard.
That's not a soundboard. That's what she posted this like 2.5 minutes ago, prior to us getting it. I was monitoring. So yeah, no, that's the real stuff. That's the real deal there.
Nice.
Anyway, we are out of time today, folks. So we are going to see where everyone is. I am here, as you can see me on the screen now. I am JD Rucker. I'm here in lovely Southern California. You can find me online at thesocialbladeshow.com or twitter.com/0BOY. Patrick, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at Patrick Parise at twitter.com. I'd like to thank all my followers there. And I recently joined Facebook, and I'm really enjoying that. Patrick Parise there as well. I'm one of 4 zombies rolling through the Dig Graveyard. You can start with Genocide or Cracker Pat. I mean, Urgo just does a lovely job on my headstones. It really softens the blow when they say, "God, you did it again, dude. Why you keep coming back?" Then they, right then and there, I know it's okay. You know what? I can't wait till Urgo does. Thank you, Urgo.
let's focus on something else.
No problem, Pat.
Oh, by the way, you won't be finding me in any stinking storm drain. I'm just not that stupid to get stuck in a storm drain. Lassie saves kitties from storm drains. We don't have.
Tell me,
How, it gets, how do people?
some
I'm
funny,
just floored by that.
funny jokes. Let me know what you're up to, and let's focus on something else now because
I agree. Victor, where can we find you?
Well, you can find
Right
me
there.
when I'm not here at the show on twitter.com/VTBarrera or dig.com/users/VTBarrera. Either way, I'm always doing something.
Or out in his front street chasing his dog when the gates open.
That's kind of like my pastime.
Yeah.
Excellent. Aaron, where are you? We know where you are, but where can we find you
Well, when
online?
I'm not in Igloo, but I'm on the Social Blade Show every Thursday night, 7 p.m., 10 p.m. I am on Twitter at FreeToWear2. I'm also on Facebook. And so is the Social Blade team. You can join our fan page and interact with us any day of the week, not just Thursdays. And we're also on Twitter as well. So go to twitter.com/socialblade.
Urgo, where are you?
Well, one place I'm not is on video tonight because my ISP down here just can't keep up with the amount of traffic I need to send out to do all of that. But if you want to see me on video, you can always catch me at YouTube, youtube.com/Urgo6667. And you should also go there and subscribe because all the show episodes are posted there too in case you miss one. Other than that, you can find me on Twitter at username first dig FIRSTDIGG.
Excellent. I'd like to thank just a couple of people. Matthew for coming on the show, our special guest. We also had Shannon. We also had Rush. And I'd definitely like to thank Dave over at hothardware.com because without Hot Hardware, we wouldn't be able to have a show. He bought this shirt for me, this OU shirt, as football season starts. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us.
We didn't get a shirt. How come he got a shirt? We didn't get no shirt.
I'd like to thank everyone who joined us for the show today and everybody who watched the show later at our YouTube channel. Otherwise, there's only one thing left to say. We are Social Blade.